So I've been trying to figure out a way to fill up that woodshed. I don't want to go cutting down a bunch of live trees. And I happened to see that a neighbor had cut down some trees in their yard, and I couldn't tell if it was pine or oak. So I stopped by today and checked with them to see if I could cut up some of the wood, which it turns out they cut down an extraordinarily big oak tree, which I'm going to show you soon. So I'm just cutting up branches and stuff. I don't know if there was several trees or just one big one. If it was one big one, it had massive branches the size of trees. So like I said, I'm on my way back there again. I just unloaded about a half a load of logs, but the logs, some of the logs are so big, I just can't pick them up and put them in the truck. So now I'm taking the splitter and I'm gonna go split them up to put them in the truck and cut some more wood and split that and put it in the truck. But I'll just be there in just a second and I'll show you. So these are the logs that are big enough they're difficult to carry. Difficult to lift into the truck. Here is the tree. Here's the stump. It's just amazing. Let's see, I'm gonna measure it. 5, 6, almost 7 feet across there. Just incredible. And not even going hollow. Okay, that's a pretty good day's work right there as far as gathering wood. I'm hoping all this wood here, when I split it, is going to mostly fill that up. I kind of think it's going to fill up. I think I'm still going to have at least 1.5 spaces left that are not full. And maybe more than that, maybe 2 spaces. We'll see. We need to build a new sheep shelter. So this will be the shelter with at least 3 walls. And then actually I'm going to turn this roof this way. So it'll be 8 feet wide this way and 9 feet wide this way, just the roof of it. So let's go get some wood. Here we are at my favorite store. Got my materials. This is for a different project, but everything else is gonna build that shelter. Okay, I grabbed a few tools. I'm gonna pull it over to the driveway. Oh, let's see. I need the shade canopy. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can time this and see how fast we can frame this thing. I forgot to tell you, the reason I'm building this is because we're getting more sheep. The people we bought sheep from are liquidating their farm. Their son had created this large flock and everything, but I think he's going to school to learn more agriculture. He's a really sharp guy. So, and you've seen him in past videos. If you're watching all the videos, he sheared the sheep back in October, I think. So, I don't know if we'll hire him to come shear sheep again, or if we're gonna, I'm sure we're gonna take a crack at it ourselves and see if we can do it ourselves. And I'm also talking about Rico and Monica and their kids who live close by. That's who the guinea hens belong to. That we have them in our brooder because we have a nice brooder and it's just an easy place for those chicks to grow up big enough to get outside. So they're liquidating their sheep. They'll bring them in about a week. Maybe, I think we're around 8 days now when they're gonna come. I've got it on the calendar, but I can't remember what day of the week. And so I'm trying to hurry up and get this shelter ready. So we'll have, I think we're gonna have 9, let's see, 6 plus 4, we're gonna have 10. We're gonna have 10 of them over here. And then Rico and Monica are gonna take a bunch of them over there. I think they're gonna have 7 sheep over there. So that's the story. Let's get this thing built. So my framing's done. This will be my box with 3 walls, and this middle piece is to help me attach the metal that's gonna go on the sides. It gives me 3 places to screw it to. The top is just gonna be flat, and I've got the metal for that right here. So I got all these braces to keep it nice and stiff so we can pull it with a rope and not pull it apart. Go ahead and get the rope on here for pulling this big sled. Tie a figure-8 knot. I have to untie it. It'll be an easier one to untie. It's good. I went to all the corners with some pliers and I folded the corners to make them less sharp. This project, since I bought all these materials to get to this point, it was about $215 to get this far. So I know that Rico has some stuff I can use for siding. If you just wanted to make a shade shelter, that's about what it would cost right now in the middle of 2023. We need to put the trusses up here. So I'm gonna build a crane kind of arm on the front of the tractor to reach up there. We're starting out building a little base on the forks. Now we're putting this arm on, and then I've got this board just holding it at the angle that I want it to be. I'm putting some bracing to brace it up against the back of the bucket. Now we're just gonna test and see if it goes up high enough, if we've got all our angles right and everything, so it'll be able to lift high enough. After that, we hope it'll be strong enough. Okay, so it's definitely reaching high enough. Now we just have to make sure it's strong enough. Looking pretty good. We bolted it together at the top to make it really strong. So we got it up where we want it. We just need to, actually it's this side, no. It's this side. We got to get it up and over the edge and start attaching it in place. We'll screw it to these upright pieces to stabilize it. So our crane that we built is working, and we highly recommend that no one else does this.
Do not do this at home, please.
we're starting to see what the whole house is gonna look like. We still have little triangles that'll fit up on top. You can see them right there. That we'll put up there later on the peak after we get a nice stable roof going. These squash plants are gigantic. And here, after tons of squash the other day, we just have a little bit today, but there's still plenty in there, lots of blossoms. This is some of today's harvest. We're starting to get some onions now and some white potatoes. Those purple ones taste really good. Jalapenos are smaller than my pinky, but they're starting to come in. Some bell peppers that'll be ready in a few days. Lots of bees out here. We're waiting for these plants to go to seed so we can collect and regrow them next year. I've been splitting wood this morning. Just have a little bit left to fill. I think I might try to go get one more truckload from that giant tree. Before I go get more firewood, I'm gonna go ahead and put the siding on here. I kept the video going and I didn't, so only showed just a little bit. So hopefully this reused siding is going to work well. I'm going to drag it down into the field, get it ready to be used. Let's see, they'll be over here on Friday, so we'll just leave it here for them and let them try it out on Friday. Okay, I got another truckload of wood and split all of it. This is not all of it. So I'm full on my woodshed and I've got to put up the rest of this wood, which I'm sure that'll fill up this little hole, and I'll be scattering some across the top. It's really nice knowing that that's done and ready for winter. So it's just drying now and seasoning.